Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jerry Ohm Ram in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have probably one of the most popular of the Ram truck trim levels. This is a 2020 Ram 1500 Laramie, and this one actually has on top of it an extra sport trim. And what I want to try to do with this review is see, first of all, is this the best way to trim out your Ram 1500? And is the Ram 1500 that go-to for your half-ton pickup truck? Lots of competition, especially from that top-selling Ford F-150. When this overall design debuted in 2019, it took home the big honors, the North American Truck of the Year. So now a year later, is it still doing the business? But one thing is for certain, no matter which way you option your Ram, there's something for everybody in that lineup. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 Ram Laramie Sport and see, really, is it the perfect half-ton pickup truck for you? Right off the bat, that styling. With 2019, they redesigned the whole truck from top to bottom. You can see what we're working with the headlight design. Now, for me, the overall headlight design, even though 2019 was just a year ago, it does seem a little dated. Very, very large daytime running lamp, a little bit of silver trim in there with LED lights. Overall, clean setup, but I don't know if it's because of how large this lower section is. It kind of just throws it off a little bit for me. Now, as you work your way down, you're gonna get nice color match front bumper. You have your LED fog lamps. I like the way they did a little bit of flat black, no gloss, don't need any gloss on the front. And as we come across the grille, I think they really hit the nail on the head, especially with this Laramie, the way the grille is designed. You have that Ram logo, nice, bright, shiny chrome trim. You have a great flow of a design going on here with color matched, and then with a little bit, just a little bit of gloss black. Work your way down. Here's a zonk. All of this down here is fake. This whole bottom portion that could be open as a vent is not. So for me, that's a zonk. And then of course, they added two more areas. It would be nice to pop these out and have some tow hooks there. That could be part of the sport package where you lose the tow hooks, but the fake vent is definitely a zonk. Now, when we get up onto the hood, really intricate design, the way the hood kind of integrates nicely into the top of the grille. You're gonna get a very aggressive hood on the sport trim. The way you have the massive rise in the center. Now, what's sad is on this particular trim, none of these vents are functional. So that's gonna be another zonk, but it looks killer. Very, very muscular, very powerful look. I do like the 1500 badge, 5.7 liters of naturally aspirated V8 goodness. We come around the bend. If you notice, it's the little touches. The way they put Ram LED, just little touches everywhere you look on this truck. Now, what I like about this truck, color match, fender flare, no flat black. And then when we're looking at the wheel and tire setup, this is a 20-inch wheel, beautiful brushed aluminum with a little bit of metallic gray in each of those slots. 20-inch wheel, 275 on the width, and a meaty 55 series sidewall. And just the way the truck sits, plenty of room between the fender and the top of the tire. But I think the biggest thing that helps the side of this truck is the painted fender flare. It really just blends it in nicely. And those wheels, especially the tires with the white raised letters, give it a nice overall look. Now, as we go down the side, you do have color match mirror caps. You have your lighting built into the side with some more Ram badging. Tasteful Ram badge on the door. You're gonna have on this Laramie, the running boards, they don't fold up or anything, standard running board. And what's nice is that even if you need to get into the bed, the way that they kind of extend it past the door allows you to get in there. This is gonna have that 5.7 bed, 5.7 liter V8, 5.7 on the bed, 5 feet, 7 inches. You can see the rear suspension and everything back here. Even the way they route the exhaust, nicely done on this Ram truck. You have a simple but clean sport badge. And then when you get to the tail end of the business, also the way they do their tailgates are super clean. You have a large Ram logo that's ready to lock horns. It's ready to butt heads with you. That Laramie badging. And then you're gonna have, same like up front, the color matched And this metallic gray is beautiful. Color matched rear bumpers. And I love, one of my favorite things is how Ram does their rear bumpers with the exhaust. Nice slash cut, oval shape, and the way that it's integrated into the rear diffuser is wonderful. Of course, you're gonna get full tow capability. And then to get back in the truck, nice soft release. No lighting in this particular trim, but you do have your 4 tie-down locations, sliding rear cab window, and the bed liner ready to rock and roll from the factory. But why don't we go ahead, we took a spin around this Ram truck. Let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see that 5.7 liter V8. All right, guys, we got the massive hood open. You do have 2 hood struts. Underneath that hood, like I promised, is that 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8 with Ram's patented e-torque setup. That is a mild hybrid setup. So what you're looking at is 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. It's all rated and mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. This one has 321 gears out back, 0 to 60 in about 6.1 seconds, quarter mile in 14.7, and the truck weighs about 5,541 pounds. MPGs, 15 in the city and 21 on the highway. Nice to have many different engine choices with these half-ton pickups, but why don't we go ahead, since we got a 5.7 liter V8, let's fire up this Ram truck and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Ram 1500 Laramie Sport. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, I'm liking this half-ton pickup truck. They did a great job when they redesigned it. I'm excited to see what the interior looks like. How much is this one? MSRP is right around $53,800. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels, absolutely beautiful. This really showcases why this truck was North American Truck of the Year. White contrast stitching, soft touch material, beautiful Alcantara, the silver trim. You got a small pocket there up top for a payday, maybe 100 grand. And then down below, go to Jimmy John's and load up on the footlongs. You could easily put about 5 footlong subs in there and a couple cans of soda to wash it all down on your journey. Now, when we get to the dash, I love the badging, the Laramie badging. We have nice compartment here. It is felt lined, so think about it. If somebody's trying to steal your family's china, you could put it in here and it's not gonna get scratched up. Close it up, nice and clean. The stitch work, soft touch material. This is really where Ram wins so many other truck owners over to the brand. This is a 12-inch, yes, you heard right, 12 inches of pure visual pleasure. And as you can see, it's that vertical design. You have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. We could access the backup camera. You can see the clarity. You got trajectory. Really, really nice overall. When I first saw one of these, I was like, oh my God, this is a truck. This is amazing. And then we just get out of it. Real simple to use. You have your climate control access. If you want to touch on the screen, real simple to do. If you don't want to touch the screen, guess what? We got buttons for you. A little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy though. I don't think it's going to create a lot of glare. We go back to home, and then you have your other controls, the seat controls, that backup camera like I showed you, navigation, nicely done. Keep working our way down. You have some beautiful toggle switches here. I love the way they do a rotary shifter. So instead of push button, cleans up this whole area. You get a nice, it's almost like a brushed aluminum shift knob here, your start stop button, wireless charging, USB-C, USBs, and an aux jack, and wireless charging. 2 cup holders, and then a very nice truck-worthy key fob. You got the Ram logo. I like the silver. And then you have remote start, and you could drop the tailgate all at the same time. But it's a smart engineering. Look at this. Nice slide feature. You got a home power source in there, and you could easily go get 8 to 12 boxes of Twinkies and put them down in here. That's how much space you have. You have a football. If you don't want to keep your football in your lap, put the football in here, and then you can just cover it up. Nice soft touch material. We lift this up, more felt lining with a USB. So if you have some jewelry that you just want to drive around with in your truck, you can put your jewelry in here and it's not going to get all scratched. We close that up, boom. We got more space, more balls. So if you got softball, tennis balls, golf balls, maybe even you could put probably about 100 ping pong balls in there and just drive around. We have some measurement tools on the back, which is nice, especially if you're using your truck for work. The periodic table, the Pythagorean theorem, all that good stuff that's very useful when driving your truck every day. And then the seats, love the trim. Leather, the piping, the embroidery, the stitch work, Alcantara, beautiful soft touch material. Of course, you're gonna get power assist on both the passenger and the driver. And this is why I love this trim so much. The Laramie trim, it's really packs so much tech, nice features, but it's not breaking the bank. Now, you don't have a panoramic sunroof, and I'm okay with that. Lots of room, though. Headroom, nice large armrest. Come over to the business end, though. I want to show you behind the wheel of this North American Truck of the Year. All right, guys, business time. You do have 2 memory seat settings, which is nice. And the way that they even shape the door handle, it's really a lot of thought has been put into this truck, and that's why this truck is a standout. Now, here's your seat controls. Easy to get to. Lower lumbar is very, very nice. Steering wheel. Thickness is great. You got another Ram staring at you, ready to lock horns. Flat black on the bottoms, on the buttons, and on the bottom, but on the buttons especially, with a little bit of silver trim. Horn button looks a little weird. Looks like a black marshmallow or something. I don't know, but it could kind of blend in with the steering wheel a little bit more. But I think I'm being nitpicky. Of course I am. The dash, though, they really did a great job. Now, when I first got into one of these Rams, it was a little busy. But I like the trim now, the analog tach, the analog speedometer, fuel gauge, cooling gauge, and then you have that super-size digital display in the center where, guess what? Look at this. A cornucopia, a smorgasbord, and all you can eat Golden Corral in a digital display. Very, very nicely done as you toggle through all that great information. But really, this is where Ram flexes its muscle. The interior, if you didn't like the exterior, this interior is just bang, spot on. But why don't we check out that back seat and see if your passengers are gonna be loving you since you bought a Ram. All right, guys, I wanna show the usability, the versatility of this back seat. Now, if you're the type of person that needs to carry some larger objects, look at what you're able to do with the Ram. The seats fold up very nicely. I'm gonna kind of crawl in here like a dog and show you the storage bins. I could put plenty of dog bones in there. And you have more measurement. So if you're like, hey, I need to measure what 12 inches looks like, guess what? You can find out very easily here and have some storage space. Very nicely done. As I back out, I'm gonna leave the seats up so Victor can kind of show you the command center. So you have 2 cup holders, a little bit of this gloss black trim, AC vents are nice, a cubby for some Jolly Ranchers, USB-Cs, USBs, and a home power source, so they got you covered there. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, how do you put the seats down? Well, the nice thing is, it's real simple. You just go ahead and put the seat down. Everybody gets a grab handle. So this is like an Oprah Winfrey edition where everybody gets a car in her show, everybody gets a grab handle in your Ram, and you're just gonna pull yourself in nice and easily. The one thing I'm gonna zonk back here is I wish they had another set of AC vents in the pillars here. It's nice to have it down below, but my calves, my shins, and my knees are gonna be nice and cold. Now to put this seat down, real simple. Just like that, we have a tasteful armrest. And when I say tasteful, I'm talking about 2 cup holders, a place for a couple Twinkies, and then you have a nice little dump bin for your Skittles where you're not gonna scratch the colors off. That's what I'm talking about, smart engineering. Then on top of that, you actually can have sliding rear seat. So you can put it here, I can put it here, and then look at this. It's really nice. I'm telling you, they knocked it out of the park with this one. But if you're ready, I'm ready. After I'm done taking a nap, let's take this Ram Laramie for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Ram Laramie Sport. Right away, you feel like you're in you're the king of the castle. Having this interior really separates all the other brands from you. I mean, Ram is really doing something unbelievable with their interiors, especially that 12-inch infotainment system and all the versatility of it, from the navigation to the AC controls, and it's easy to use. I mean, once you see it, you're like, for the first time, you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of buttons. I don't know if if I can figure that out. It's really not that difficult, to be honest with you, and I think that's super smart. Driving down the road, nice ride, and part of that is that multi-link rear suspension. You know, that's something that helps separates the Ram truck from a lot of the competition. Seats, the leather, all of the places that your body is touching interior pieces, it feels good in here. Nice quality, nice touch. The dash, at times it's a little busy, even still for me, but it is a very nice modern take on an analog setup with that very large digital display in the center. Visibility out the back is awesome. The side mirrors are great without being, you know, billboards that are just stuck to the side of the truck. Some of these truck mirrors, it's like it's almost like a piece of plywood that's just stuck to the side of the vehicle. These, they look good, they function well, super smooth, all the versatility in that center console that you could even think of. You could go and probably do about 50 different candy runs and you'll have plenty of space in here. And your back seat passengers, expect better presents on your birthday and for Christmas or whatever holiday you do celebrate, because they're gonna love you so much. They're gonna wanna show you how much they love you by giving them a rear back seat like that each and every year, every single holiday. So expect better gifts while you own this Ram Laramie. All right, guys, let's do a little acceleration test on throttle. That 8-speed drops down, goes through the transmission. You have that e-torque system that's giving you that extra boost, and you definitely can feel it as you accelerate. Brakes feel good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for this light to turn green. I'll see you in a second, and we're gonna launch this Ram from a dead stop. All right, guys, we are gonna accelerate from a dead stop on throttle. Here we go. Put you back in the seat. You are off and running. Nice smooth shifts through that 8-speed automatic. Love the growl of that V8 engine. And looking out over the hood, even though none of those vents are functional, it still looks pretty killer. Nice high rise in the center. Really impressed by this truck. I've never been a big Ram truck fan, but the more that I get behind the wheel, the more that I enjoy them. And it's just interesting to see how the competition is being pushed by Ram to make better trucks, to make interiors that are like this. All right, guys, one of the things that I really like about this truck is that it's easy to drive when you're in heavy traffic. Very smooth, even over the concrete expansion joints. And I think that's another big key part of this whole truck puzzle, is that with the way the suspension is set up on this Ram truck, it gives you such a nice ride. There's no bouncing around. When you turn it into a corner, yeah, there's obviously some body roll there, but it's controllable and it just feels good. Plus, this trim, ventilated seats, everything else is fantastic. Wireless cell phone charging, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, that's a given. But hopefully this gave you a nice overview of what this truck is all about. We're going to get back to Jerry Ohm and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here at Jerry Ohm Ram. Remember, it's not just Ram, Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler. What a wonderful truck. Definitely got to thank J-Rod and the rest of the crew allowing us access to this 2020 Ram Laramie Sport. It really showcases that for the bang for your buck, this trim is really the best way to go. You're gonna get a good looking truck, you're gonna get usability, and then technology out the wazoo, and you're not breaking the bank. Competition has to watch out and keep watching out for this Ram. It'll be interesting to see what this new 2021 Ford F-150 brings to the table. But if it's trucks like these, pick 'em up trucks that you wanna see on Radius Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radius Rides merch. Got to get it up to Victor, working that camera like a champ. You know what? Victor actually helped me with some info on this truck because Victor is also an FCA product specialist. So thank you, Victor, for the knowledge in your cranium and your hard work behind the camera. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.